Now, MLFlow is specifically designed to track and maintain the entire ML workflow details, including the data. All right. So this MLFlow is basically used to track and maintain or monitor your entire machine learning workflow end to end. That's the tool. And the beauty of MLFlow is it's an open source platform and it has 4 modules. Your entire MLFlow is being segregated into 4 modules. Tracking is the first module. Right? This is where you'll do experiment. So it's basically a UI. You'll get a UI. You'll be able to see all the different iterative executions that are happening. Then we have projects. This will ensure that your best model can be rerun, reproducible. That means when you're getting results, the same results should come again and again when you are trying to use that same model on the same data. It should not change. Reproducible results should be there. Right? And it basically allows us to run the model multiple times. So you can basically say that, okay, this is the best model that we are identifying. From multiple experiments, we will basically take project which is giving us the good result. And that result is evaluated so that it is reproducible in different scenarios. This is basically to ensure that you don't have skewness in the machine learning model in the training phase and in the testing phase or in your production phase. The behavior should not change, right? The results should be consistent. Now, once the best model is detected here, you will package it using models phase. You're going to basically package it. Package means you're creating an image, for example, and that would be used for deployment. This phase is for deployment. This is a registry, which is like your pypi.org. Or if yesterday or even before Docker, when we talked about Docker Hub. These are repositories, right? Where GitHub, for example, where you basically dump your code and change management is done using these tools. So Docker registry is a repository where we are going to record the models. It's also used for model management. This is fairly new feature within respect to your MLFlow. It basically records the best model and then captures all the artifacts that are required, metadata that is required with respect to that machine learning model which is getting selected. This will ensure we will be able to capture the model drift, right? Say, for example, new data is coming in, you're retraining it, and you found the best model on the new data, you'll again register it. But in the registry, you also have model 1. So you can quickly compare model 1 and model 2 and see what are the changes that have been brought in into this new model. Right? So that's basically your model registry. So very, very simple concepts. We are trying to we basically MLFlow is trying to automatically manage the machine learning life cycle phases. And it also allows us the UI, it gives you a provision which will allow us to track or maintain basically your machine learning model, which allows us to understand the data drift. It allows us to compare the metrics, the logs can be captured, the parameters. It basically, right, is using this metadata and data to do all this comparison. It will allow us to do model drift also because it is platform which is capturing all the data and metadata, right? And once the best model is defined, it is also allowing us to deploy the model so that it is repeatable, reproducible, or repeatable. I should be able to use the same model multiple times. Okay, so that's the overall objective of machine learning model. It supports many languages, Python, R, Java, Scala, and all that, right? And MLFlow is developed by an organization called Databricks. Okay, Databricks. Databricks is an organization which is maintaining the Spark's open source community platform. Apache Spark is an open source platform, right? So Docker is basically managing that Apache channel, or you can say that platform. The idea is to ensure that for any machine learning model, you should try and ensure that continuous training capability is provided. And that is the reason why we have pipelines. Right? The pipelines concept coming into picture. So that's the reason why MLFlow has been developed. And you talk about any machine learning model, you basically have raw data coming into the picture. Then data engineers capture the data and allow the data preparation phase to take, to perform. And once the data is ready, the data scientists or machine learning engineers come into the picture for performing the training in order to extract meaningful information. This is basically a mathematical expression that we try to bring in. Once the model is designed, that model will be deployed. But the same model may not satisfy the new data that is coming in. That means the new data might have a different pattern altogether. So what happens when new data comes in, we repeat the cycle. Right? So we will not have a fixed hard-coded mathematical equation, but we will have the flow fixed. That means when new data comes in, the new data goes through all this and gives us the deployed solution.